looking back at that, do you say, well, it was misleading to say Best Buy never, without caveating it and say, except on the days when he's not the Best Buy never?
Well, but I never saw those days
Well,
personally.
you did, because you saw him address a dead congresswoman, and you saw him in South Carolina,
The
and you
dead
heard
congresswoman, yeah.
yeah, well,
I mean,
more than that. I mean, I can show you. I can show you the RNC clip reels. There were plenty of days in public when he was not the Best Biden ever, and of course, shortly after,
he stumbled and bumbled around. Mark, I mean, yeah, he certainly did. Donald Trump did. Other politicians did. But it's actually the same case as a lot of times when I've gone in and talked to Donald Trump. We gone to Donald Trump, and I've heard the media narrative around Donald Trump, and certainly I've been very critical of Donald Trump. And when I leave, I have a better understanding, just like Jeffrey Goldberg did a couple of weeks ago. I have a better understanding of where Donald Trump is mentally, if Donald Trump is losing it, like people have said through the years or not. And so again, am I going to look at a clip that's gone viral and pay more attention to that than 2.5, 3 hours I had with a guy one-on-one going around the world? No, I'm just not going to. Are some of the clips bad? Yeah, they certainly are bad. I can understand why people would see that without the context.
Okay, your thoughts on the whole Biden book frenzy, diagnosis, etc., etc.
Well, I expressed them, I think, pretty well on the blog yesterday, which is this is now taking, old age and turning it into Benghazi.
Thank you.
Or Whitewater, or God love them. They finally found a way to both sides to slide into fascism.
Yeah. Yeah.
They've been looking for it for about 8 years now, and they finally found it.
Yeah.
I mean, my God, this guy Alex Thompson thinks he broke the JFK assassination.
Yeah. Yeah. It really is despicable. And you knew that it was only going to take Trump a second after his awful son posted about, is this part of the cover up and blah, 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 to speculate this. Oh, and he also mentioned stage 9 cancer. Oh, my God. I mean, it is. We've been talking all morning about how much medical cover up there obviously is and always has been for Donald Trump. It's the projection's always the point, isn't it?
Well, Donald Trump, every White House that I'm aware of has covered up some medical problem or another. From Grover Cleveland's secret cancer operation out in the middle of Chesapeake Bay, through whatever, all the things that were wrong with John Kennedy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The FDR's gentleman's agreement to keep FDR's wheelchair out of the news photos, to Ronald Reagan being a symptomatic Alzheimer's patient for his entire second term.
Yeah. Yep.
And now we get to, having to listen to Ronnie Jackson, the Dr. Feelgood of the new millennium, talk about, medical ethics. I'm sorry, that's the one that sent me over the side.
Yeah, me too. This quote is Aldous Huxley. Jody, who said the purpose of propaganda is to make one set of people forget the other sets of people are human beings?
Barry Goldwater.
No, Aldous Huxley. I just told you.
Oh.
This is why I'm wearing my Republicans, they really are that horrible shirt, because he's an awful human who has made his whole party awful.
Mm-hmm. First of all, because we know he doesn't like to work hard, it didn't take a lot to make his whole party awful.
Yeah.
They were three-quarters of the way there anyway.
Right. But this doesn't matter. It is to make, another set of people, whether it's someone with cancer, an immigrant, whoever, a trans person, not a person, like not a real person. And Anna said we can debate it, but I think a key component of any plan to make America healthy is to vote the Republican Party out of existence. I mean, there they are at 1 a.m. when you do all things you're proud of, trying to cut people's Medicaid in the middle of the night.
That's right. That's why Sotheby's holds all of its most important auctions at like 3 a.m.
Right.
Because if you want to sell something big and beautiful, you want to do it in the middle of the night.
Yeah, I mean, Robert Reich said Trump's budget is back on track after Speaker Johnson made concessions to the GOP hardliners on Sunday. The holdouts demanded the bill's devastating Medicaid cuts, already the largest in history, be made even deeper and faster. Their priorities couldn't be clearer. I mean, this is where we are, right? Nope, It's not mean enough. Send it back, right?
this, and by the way, Speaker Moses has a 3-vote majority.
Right.
It shouldn't take a lot to break up the March of the Wooden Soldiers.
Yeah. But one last one.
I'm not feeling very happy today.
Yeah, no, me neither. This Biden stuff is making me insane. But okay, Brandon said one last one. Seriously, why are we paying federal income tax at this point? Genuinely curious. For golf trips, birthday parades, deportations, reparations for insurrection criminals. I mean, again, this is your taxpayer money, and meanwhile, FEMA still hasn't helped the people. Target,
right?
By
the people who got hit with the tornadoes. I know.
Right.
Because there's nobody at FEMA to help.
Right. Well,
I mean, the phones. I have this horrible nightmare vision of empty offices all over the federal government with phones ringing.
Yeah. And why? By the way, one of the lies Trump won on is that Biden didn't help the people in North Carolina, which was just a complete lie. Right? Mm-hmm. And actually hurt the people on the ground in North Carolina, by telling lies about FEMA.
Yeah. And that they wound up creating a citizen backlash against FEMA when it did show up.
Yeah. So, and in the meantime, we've been talking about the $5 million, our money going to Ashley Babbitt's family. The DOJ announced in 2021 it had cleared the Capitol Police officer of any criminal wrongdoing in the shooting. A separate investigation by U.S. Capitol Police found his actions were lawful and within department policy. The actions of the officer in this case potentially saved members and staff from serious injury and possible death from a large crowd of rioters. But here we are. He's pardoned, let out the criminals that did it, and rewarded.
He's just slavering after the ability, wanting the ability to pay reparations to all of these clowns.
Yeah. Right.
A big old fund that they can draw on to buy more bear spray.
Meanwhile, you've seen this. Democratic Representative LaMonica McIver is being charged with assault after a skirmish with federal officers outside an immigration detention center. This is in New Jersey. Interim U.S. Attorney Alina Habba.
Bless you.
Stop right
Thank
there.
You. Thank you. Yes.
Stop the story right there, okay? That's where things have gone badly wrong.
Thank you. Yes, she's facing a charge of assaulting, impeding, or interfering with law enforcement. Court papers providing details not immediately released or publicly. You know why? Because you can see this was part of this jostling. What is she being charged with? Being shoved into ICE agents that were shoving other ICE agents, and she's in the middle of the.
She's in the middle of a scrum, basically.
Right.
And everybody who's ever reported anything has been in the middle of one of those.
Right.
I got pushed into Kareem Abdul-Jabbar one time because the locker rooms at Boston Garden were so small. Did I assault Kareem? No.
Right.
7'2" karate guy. I'm not gonna mess with that.
And he's very tall, so that's probably not hard to get.
Well,
yeah, there's a lot of him.
Basically, I got shoved into his mid-thigh, but
yeah. Yeah, the video shows McIver in a tightly packed group of people and officers. It isn't clear from the body cam video whether it's just a result of jostling in this chaotic scene. Her attorney said the decision to charge her is spectacularly inappropriate, saying she went there to do her job. So they dropped the charge against the trespassing case against the Newark mayor. Because did you see that tape, Charlie? They lied about what's on tape. You can see him being let in and leaving of his own accord. So they just lie.
Yeah, and they're one of the amazing group of people who haven't figured out yet that every telephone is a camera.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Which, by the way, and I'm now going to drop a little truth bomb on my own state here, which is considered to be very enlightened. There's a proposal before the Massachusetts legislature right now to create a quote unquote 12-yard buffer zone around ICE agents while they do their dirty work.
Aye.
Because there was so much video of an ICE abduction out in Worcester. Oh God, my hometown. A couple of weeks ago, that absolutely was excoriated by every elected official in Massachusetts. That they now somebody wants a buffer zone so they can do their magic without being filmed really well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I know you obviously are a Supreme Court watcher, as we've as we've. I hope this headline's true. Paul Blumenthal wrote a piece. The U.S. Supreme Court has officially had enough of Donald Trump's excuses. We shall see, but he says early Friday evening, Supreme Court issued a pointed decision in the case of a group of Venezuelan detainees who had previously faced the imminent risk of being sent to a notorious prison in El Salvador by the Trump administration, in addition to rejecting the administration's choice to give these detainees only 24 hours notice of their removal. The decision answered a question indirectly posed in the case: is the highest court in the nation sick of the Trump administration's bull? The answer, the decision states rather definitively, is yes, at least in immigration cases involving removals under the Alien Enemies Act. Of course, except Alito and Thomas, which
I was going to say, all we need is for most of the Supreme Court to be sick of it.
Right. But what, Charlie, I keep asking, what's
because over on Meathead Island, you're never gonna budge Alito and Thomas.
Right. But what's next if they have indeed had enough of his BS? Like when do we get to the enforcement part of this?
Well, that's the thing. I mean, we are sliding rapidly, and I think Roberts is trying to avoid this at all costs, which he really shouldn't. We're toward a point where they make a ruling and he refuses to abide by it.
But
now where are we?
My question is, isn't he already not abiding by it? I mean, I get that they left him wiggle room, but
I mean, right now he's not abiding by court orders, and he's not abiding by the 9-0 Supreme Court order either. But that's okay because Stephen Miller said it was really a 9-0 win for him. So that's where we are right now.
So this last one, the U.S. Supreme Court allowed Trump's administration on Monday to strip about 350,000 Venezuelans living in the U.S. of temporary protected status given under his predecessor, Joe Biden, as he moves to ramp up deportations. That's the thing. I can't make heads or tails sometimes.
Well, that's gratuitous because he can't deport them now anyway, unless he wants to break the law. I mean, he would be running against the previous decision,
right?
So he can strip them of their status for all that's worth, but he still can't deport them.
The fact that John Roberts had the audacity to talk about the rule of law being in danger, when he's the one that gave this criminal immunity, presidential. Like, what did he think he was going to do with presidential?
John Roberts waking up one morning and walking out and saying, "Who unlocked the barn? The horse is gone."
Exactly. Mm-hmm. All right. To be continued. We love you, Charlie Pierce.
Well, first of all, I heard a lot of talk there about doing things behind Chris Lavoie's back.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
People who've ever seen Chris Lavoie know you could hold a football game behind Chris Lavoie's back.
That's true.
And the world would not know.
He is a widescreen. Yes. All right.
He is a widescreen.
All right.
Jody Hamilton, good luck on your new show.
Thank you, sir. I'll have you on soon.
Apparently appearing there.
Oh, hey there, it's Stephanie Miller. If you're like me and you love sharp political insight, pointy, you like it pointy and sharp, bold opinions, and a touch of humor to make sense of these crazy times, have I got some fantastic news for you. The Political Voices Network is now on Substack. This is your new go-to for the best in independent media. We're talking about my show streaming daily with episodes on demand, the fearless of journalism of Brian Karem, the brilliant side-splitting satire of John Fugelsang, the unrelenting working class advocacy of Rick Smith, and so much more. Here's the best part. Subscribing is so easy. You can join for free or go to the extra mile. Support these incredible independent voices by signing up for a full subscription starting at just $8. You'll get access to exclusive content, behind-the-scenes insights, and a chance to directly fuel fearless, unfiltered media. So what are you waiting for? Head on over to politicalvoicesnetwork.com. Hit that subscribe button and become part of the movement keeping truth alive in an era of corporate media overload. Every subscription helps, especially yours. One more time, that is politicalvoicesnetwork.com. Sign up now. Do it.